should Robert Englund play Freddy Krueger again? Now, of course, after the massive success of the Halloween 2018 movie, definitely seems intelligent for filmmakers to try and bring back Elm Street and, of course, Friday the 13th, and capitalise on the current Halloween resurgence, the current kind of old school horror icon resurgence. You know, people are ready to see the old icons re-emerge and take on today's landscape. I mean, at least it seems that way, because Halloween was ridiculously successful. So it only makes sense that Robert Englund should come back and play Freddy Krueger. But it's not as simple as that. Obviously, Robert Englund is a senior guy now. You know, he's a grandpa. All due, you know, respect to the guy. Nothing ageist against him. I fully respect the guy, and I think he should play Freddy again. But a lot of people will think he's too old, and he may think he's too old. He's done an interview saying that he might have another Freddy in him, but is he really going to be prepared for those long hours, that makeup chair, and all this and that at his age? I mean, they're not even making the film yet, and the guy's in his 70s, so, you know, he might just be reminiscing, you know, nostalgic, you know, and it might just be best for him to not play Freddy again. And the problem is that if we get him to play Freddy again, in today's climate, they want sequels. They don't want to complete the series. With Halloween, they did not want to complete the series. That whole bullshit that you know, I love her to death, but that whole nonsense that Jamie Lee Curtis peddled, the same nonsense she peddled fucking back in '98 with Halloween H2O, which was always intended to have sequels. Just to get this out there, it's 100% fact. And she said, oh, it's the end of it. It was always intended to have sequels if it's a success. The goal was always peddle out these sequels. So the problem that we've got is the intention isn't actually to pay homage to Nightmare on Elm Street. The intention is to bring the series back, to make as much moolah as possible. So even though on the surface it sounds pretty cool, Robert Englund coming back playing tribute to the original film, but it's not that. It's they're trying to bring back the original film, make it successful so they can carry on. You know, it's all about the long-term money gain. And it's a catch-22 because you might need Robert Englund to get people back in the door and recreate that nostalgia and magic. But then if it's a success, it leaves you stuck with an actor who probably doesn't want to do more, let alone isn't capable of doing 3 more. He could do 1, but they don't want 1. They want the series back, and the man is in his 70s. I personally want the one-off. I genuinely do. I want a good writer, a good script. I want Heather Langenkamp back. I want as many people as you can get back from the series, and I want Robert Englund to play Freddy Krueger again. And I want the series to end with 1 more movie, but that's just no chance. Absolutely no chance. I do think he could still pull it off 100%. Obviously he did that cameo on the TV show The Goldbergs, and he looked great, proved he can still do it, and he proved why he's so iconic in the role. But can anyone else play Freddy? Well, we saw what happened with Jackie O'Haley. He was a load of old arse in the role. It really was a terrible performance.
What game do you want to play next?
Fuck you.
Ooh, sounds like fun.
So there's names in the mix, you know, there's Kevin Bacon, Christian Bale, Walton Goggins, Bill Moseley, all these names floating around. Now out of them, Kevin Bacon and Christian Bale, Kevin Bacon's a bit too old. Christian Bale, I don't know if I want to see him. I love him as an actor, but I don't know if I want to see him tackle Freddy Krueger. I think we've seen him in too much. We've seen him as Batman. I don't think we need another big franchise star. Walton Goggins is an interesting idea because he has that kind of look to him where I can imagine him in the makeup. I can imagine him being Freddy. And Bill Moseley as well, who starred in some Rob Zombie movies. He has that creepy edge to him. So there are actors who can do it. Lots of people out there go with the idea and go with the belief that no one can play Freddy Krueger except for Robert Englund. I don't agree with that idea. I see the place it's coming from, just pure respect for this guy and how he created one of the most memorable characters of all time. But in the grand scheme of things, he isn't the only person in the entire universe who can play Freddy Krueger. Someone out there can do it. You know, there's fan films where people do it well. You know, there'll be an actor out there who can do it. And would it be more wise to do that? Would it be more wise to recast him? Because again, if you get Robert Englund back for a new Elm Street movie and it does really well, you're stuck then, because he's not going to want to come back, or you're not going to be able to get him back, and you're going to want to make sequels. Maybe it's up to Robert Englund to decide when it's time to hang up Freddy's claw, or maybe it's up to him when he's done. I'm just speaking in hypotheticals. I can't see the guy wanting to hang around, but maybe, just maybe as well, if the movie does really well, the guy's willing to play Freddy way into his old age. But would it show? Would his old age start restricting him if he had to do 3 more sequels? You might have to recast him, and it's a shame because it's letting go of that comfort blanket of Freddy. We've seen it fail when he was recast, and we've seen so many people out there just really nostalgic for Freddy, and we've seen the resurgence of Michael Myers and how people want that old character. I mean, it's lucky with Michael because it doesn't have to be the same actor, because you never see his face, and you can keep on recasting him. Same with Jason, as long as they get the mannerisms right, they don't have to speak. But with Freddy, he speaks. You've got a personal connection to him, and Robert Englund has built that personal connection. Obviously, Candyman's coming back with Tony Todd, and it looks pretty darn good. Bringing back that iconic killer and actor gives the movie a sense of legitimacy. People take it serious. And, Tony Todd's a lot younger though than Robert Englund, so I'm sure he would come back for some Candyman sequels. But again, that original actor, when you can see his face, when he speaks, it gives it so much legitimacy when he's back. And you relate to him on you have that nostalgic connection, you have that personal connection. And it's going to be hard to build that again with a new actor. And I think that was the trouble Jackie Earle Haley had. It was a terrible performance, but he had to do something entirely different, because who's going to build that rapport that we have with Robert Englund as Freddy? So it's very difficult situation, and I got no idea where they're going to go with the Elm Street series. I am absolutely no clue. It could go anywhere. What do you guys think? Should Robert Englund play Freddy Krueger again? Should he play him one more time? Should he play him in many more sequels? Should he decide when it's time to hang up Freddy's claw and just carry on playing him? Or should we recast Freddy? What do you want to see in a new Elm Street movie, in the new Elm Street series? Let me know in the comments down below. Oh, and by the way, if you're an 80s or 90s kid, press subscribe, because we talk about nostalgic stuff all the time on this channel. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you next time.